Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Yarnis Akhtar Chaudhary and I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already served 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professions and 4,500 organizations. Institution of Global Professional (IGP) is the training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and country resource, providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it is not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our service locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through the respective campus location and distance learning platforms. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, and we're trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling aids. On the other side, we also trying to serve more than 100 premium services for free like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free courses, converters, and many more. We have to empower youth to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several trainings, programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we are rich with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 3 years. We have affiliation with universities and organizations in 70 different countries. Virtual Mosani with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learners we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continuous improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your face in the comment box. I repeat, we move to let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your face in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,196 webinars successfully. At present, we are going to start our 1197 and our program name is Equip Yourself to Lead a Change. And our today's speaker name is Sadaf Tahsin. She is from Pakistan. Before I hand over the stage to our ma'am, want to share a very little about our speaker. She is a principal, teacher, trainer, and soft skills trainer in Majan School, Bahria Town campus. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP. with her presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Sadaf Tehseen,
Good
and
evening.
I'm really obliged to IGP for providing us such a platform where we can learn, share, and grow together.
Yes,
Again, once
ma'am.
again, thank you so much, IGP, because this is an era where we have to make the knowledge into such a shape, into such a accessibility of everybody, where the people they can learn different new things and they can grow from the very space of their homes. So thank you so much, IGP, for taking this initiative and for providing such information and such opportunities to everyone.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, our viewer wants to hear you from you about you, ma'am.
Right. Okay, this is Sadaf Tehseen, and I believe that learning starts from your inside. And I have been in in the profession of and in the field of education from the last 15 years, where I have been working in different academic and managerial positions. I totally believe that this is what the learning, it is the admission into yourself. And with that, I have been doing different programs, the learning teacher training programs. And for my self training, I am, Alhamdulillah, I have learned all the NLP techniques, that is the neuro linguistic programming techniques, with all the soft skill trainings. So I'm conducting different sessions and different teacher training programs for different levels of education sectors in Pakistan and on the international level as well.
Okay, ma'am. Now the stage is yours. You can start your presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, it is very important for all of us to know that why we are here and what is the purpose and perspective to be over here, together over here. What is the important thing that is connecting all of us, that we are spending and choosing this particularly situation of our life to learn something. So, today it is a privilege to introduce my topic, that is equip yourself to lead change. And I totally believe in this statement. It is a statement of choice, it is a statement of responsibility, and it is a statement of authority as well. So, furthermore, we are going to start this program with a prayer. And this prayer is directly connected to your very internal chords of your life with the nature. God, give me strength to change the things that ought to be changed, serenity to accept that cannot be changed, and the wisdom to know the difference. This is a prayer that we are seeking the great Creator's help and blessing, and we are surrendering our will in front of the great Almighty. As we are the persons, the one who are learning, who are looking for the new ways of learning and trying to fetch all those things which our very inner self is looking for. So for today's presentation highlights, the key points that we are going to discuss in today's presentation session are the following one. The first point, as the very title of our session depicts, that it is all about the change. It's all about the equipment, and the major part is about the lead. That we have to take the lead of our change in our own hands, that it must be our choice. So, the very first point is what is change and why to change? That's a very fundamental question, that it is going to show that how much eager learner you are and at what condition of change your personal self, your inner and your outer core is connected to accept for change, and how much willingness you are going to show and making commitment to go through that journey, which is going to be some challenging situations and that can bring some different situations as well. So the second important point is exactly about the subject of our program is the change is inevitable. Then the different levels of change we are going to acquire and to know about that. The most important formula of change that we are going to evaluate ourselves, that whether we are connected to the part of change and how much evaluation we are doing. We will be learning a very smart formula of 4 C's of change. Most important part, that we have to surrender our will to the will of creator. Then the core point of the session is lead by example. And the last most important question is about, are you equipped to lead change? And I'm looking forward to get this statement from every person, the one who is connected with us and who is enjoying with us with the eagerness of learn and with the ability to equip themselves with a very better and positive change. So let's go forward. This is a very simple statement where we have to go with the simplistic statement of our personality that is going to depict all about us, about current stage of our life. Here I'm talking about the two positions of our life. The first is the inner court and the second one is the outer one. That depicts two different stages of our life, two different conditions, emotional, spiritual conditions of our life. So, for my audience, I try to connect to each one of you for getting to this point that you should be ready to accept this word, this simplistic statement into your lives for this moment. Are you ready to play your part in change? I want to see your participation into that, your willingness, whether you are ready for this change and you are ready to be the part of this change. Because the change, it starts from your willingness. It is a feeling inside you, and you have to give it a growth. You have to nourish that. So very importantly, the core points, the ideas of improvement. Different people can come up with with different incentives and different ideas of change. So in this program, we are going to look forward about the points of change. How many different types of change we want? Each individual is having different dynamics of their life, different social standards of their life. Somebody is going through some emotional stages of their life and they are ready to accept change and they are just praying to their creator that it should change the situation that which they cannot handle. So we just want the change. That's the first statement. The second, are we ready to come up with the ideas of improvement in our personal self? So are we looking for that type of change? The third one, that is a difficult one as well. So are we ready to change ourselves? Are you ready to change yourself? That's the most important question that is going to unlock the different amazing word of nature that is going to show you different points of yourself, that is going to reintroduce you to you and to the world around you. It is an opportunity for all of us that if we are ready for this point and we are showing a conservative over there, then it means that we must have that courage to say the statement, to make the simplistic statement of our life that we are ready to change ourselves. The most important point, after this point that you are showing your willingness, the second most important point is about you must have a proper plan, a proper schedule to track your change. Either you are going on that way which is leading you and taking you towards your destination point, or you are detracking from your route. And then, are you going to oversee that change? Is there something that is going to depict through your behavior, your attitude, your personality? Or are you doing it for yourself or for the people around you or for the world? So that is going to start with all of these simple sentences, with all of these simple questions, simplistic statements, which the questions are coming from your inside. Believe me, the questions are always in your inner side. You just have to look for them and you just have to ignite a proper way, ignite an energy into them, and you just have to pave a way for them to come up on the stage. And many of the times we interact all of these questions with ourselves. So if you are ready on all of these parts and you have made your simplistic statements and you are very clear that why you want change, what are the perspectives of your life that you want to change, then this statement is for you, my dear. If your path is difficult, that means your calling is higher. And that means explore and discover. This is very important. That is so from your inner core. It connects you. And then it comes you towards the second stage. It pushes you towards the second stage of the universe. That is, you have to find your gift. It can be in form of change, it can be in form of any disguised blessing, and you should give it away. That's the another phrase of your life. First, we have to find our gift that the nature has given to us, that is specifically planned for each one of us. And then, after receiving that gift, it becomes our responsibility that we have to share that gift with others. I would like to share with you a good, full of the words that are having a lot of energy in them. They are giving you those goosebumps if you are on your travel journey. Your wishes are like a shadow, it is running in front of you. Find the higher purpose, and it will start following you. We'll get back to the statement by the end of the session, and I hope that everyone will be along with me on this journey of discovering ourselves. So, as we got to know that we are talking about the major perspective of change, and we have talked to ourselves, we got those questions that why do we change? Why we want change? What sort of change we want? How would we track that change? And what in the end we will get from that change? So let's just go and look that what actually the change is. What is the important role of change in our lives? That the change is the only constant in the universe. The Greek philosopher, the Hercules, said that everything changes except the law of change. The river changes every second, and so does the man who stepped in it. Life is a ceaseless change for every one of us. Your heart is your true guide. Make your heart your guide. Listen to your heart. Listen to your feelings. Listen to your emotions. And what we have learned from that emotions is E stands for energy in motion. If you do have that energy in yourself, if you are having the positive emotions, definitely it is going to push you and lead you towards the positivity. And if we are having some confrontation within ourselves, and that is releasing the negative energy, so E is going to stand for the energy that is becoming negative. And so we just put ourselves and we see or captured ourselves into distress, anxiety, and hopelessness. But here we have to make another statement for today. That is, we have to make our heart our guide, and we have to listen it. Your feelings never lie to you. That's a very clear judge that is sitting inside you, your consciousness. It always tells you about what is right and what is wrong. If we are going to do something that is not right or not on the right condition or not at the right time, you will always get a click from your inner side. And that is your conscious master sitting over there. That is keep telling you, keep letting you know, stop here, think about, take a pause, and then decide. So, the whole life perspective we are trying to change into to become to make our personalities into the very positive ones and being the part of nature, because that is the ultimate success of that. Another remarkable statement that I have learned, and throughout my 15 years of my life, my professional life, I have shared everywhere, and I have learned from my mentors that if you believe, your mind reacts. You have certain feelings in your inner self, which I talked about you, that we have the two types of emotions. The first one, E stands for energy in motion. If you have the positive energy, it will be in positive motion. If we have the negative energy, it is going to take us to the negative motion. So what happens to the second stage of that file? That is, our mind reacts. And then there is a proper situation, a process of cultivation in your inner self, a process of crucifixion in your inner self. And that if your soul is so connected with your mind and with your heart, with your emotions, it is going to take the charge of your life. And then the soul always creates. Here, another very important lesson of my life, which I want to share with my learners, that is, if you are being reactive, if you are being reactive, reactive, the only movement which is going to make a whole lot of a new difference. That is change the C, shift the C. If we are taking the C of reactive and we are putting in before all the letters, it becomes creative. And here this change starts. So we all got to know that the essence of life is change. Making a good choice, that is your change. You are going to change certain thing, and that's why you are making a choice. Then what is the choice? Choice is between, it lies between your stimuli and your response. What sort of emotions and feelings you have got in your inner self, and then you are corresponding to that. And then there is a process of stimulation, the stimuli and the response. And then there lies your freedom, the freedom to choose. Now it totally depends on you. This is the moment to take the responsibility. This is the moment of authority. And with this authority, we are getting the very important perspective of responsibility as well. A moment of responsibility. And the moment of responsibility brings the moment of discipline as well. That we have to take the responsibility of our actions, of our choices, and we have to act wisely. All of this situation, from making a choice till the freedom to choose, this circle is called the karma. So let's take a look at how we can develop the expertise to become a leader who are deciding and who are choosing with choice. They make their choice on their own by looking after, by evaluating the situations, and then by just giving the stimulation to our responses. And then by the end, we become responsible for our good choices and for our not good choices as well. The next stage after this all process is the entropy. So, what is all that? First, we have been given a choice. We stepped into that realm, and then we made a difference. We made a choice with the freedom. Now we have started to take the responsibility of our choice. So, what is entropy? The next phase is going to become a bit stronger, a bit complex for each one of us because it is a testification system. So, what is this? With the reference of the second law of thermodynamics, entropy is lack of order or disorder, or the predictability that is gradually decline into disorder. Just again remember to the the first page where we were given this opportunity to make a choice. We made the choice till the step that after making a choice consciously or unconsciously, after taking the responsibility of our choice, after taking the responsibility of our actions, then we enter into the second phase, and that is the phase of entropy, where we have to be in order. And if we are not putting the things into the priority level, then it is going to become a situation of lack of order. And this disorder situation is going to put ourselves and push ourselves into this gumption trap, and that is called the entropy. This is simply a measure of disorder that affects all aspects of our daily life. It is as complex, but the simplest one at the same time. The same force of choice, taking responsibility, and going into the process of entropy is same for your guard, is same for your household help, for the janitorial stuff. It's same for every individual, every leader, every person who is making the choices consciously, who is taking the responsibility of their words and their actions. So, this phase is the most important one, which is going to decide about us that whether on which route we are going to take ourselves towards, whether we are going to put ourselves into the room of darkness, and then we have to start looking for the ways to whom we are going to blame for that action. No, the second phase, where we are going to sit, we are going to take a pause of that. We are going to learn from the process of making a choice and where we have trapped, because that is the wise choice. So what happens in this process of entropy? The energy that disperses and the system, it starts to dissolve into chaos. And what the chaotic situations are doing? It is again pushing us into the hopelessness situation, anxiety, self depression, the whole time that we do feel that it is happening with us. Why me every time? Many of us are asking the same question to everyone, or sometimes in a very loud voice to our own self. Why me every time? Why I'm becoming the victim every time? But let's take a pause here. We have learned that our choices are pushing us towards this conclusion. The choices that we made consciously or unconsciously, because of those choices, we were stepped into the second stage of taking the responsibility and putting ourselves into discipline, where we didn't connect somehow, or we unconsciously were not ready for that. And then it is going to put into the third stage, that is the chaotic stage. So, what happens after that? The more disorder something is, the more entropic we consider it. And then so many people they give up at this stage. That it has all happened with me. I cannot undo the situation. I cannot go and again reconstruct that situation. They simply stop there. And for the rest of life, they always try to put somebody that is Mr. Nobody to blame that. But there is another choice. The nature is giving you another choice at that moment. Again, you have a choice, you have a freedom to choose. Freedom to choose consciously and wisely. Freedom to learn from all those mistakes that you have done in the first stage of your life. Now it's the moment to think about and to make the right choices. So, next, what is happening? There is a whole lot of process that everyone is going through and getting different experiences, different learnings of their life. Maulana Rumi said that I was young and clever and wanted to change the world. Now I'm old and wise and changing myself. If I want to encapsulate the whole process of change, the whole process of positive change into ourselves and all the equipment that we must have to lead ourselves on the process of change, this statement is going to encapsulate all of our journey. When we are young, we do have that emotion and the strong emotions that are pushing us towards this thing. I'm young and clever. I know everything. I can change this thing. And then they start confronting the world without a proper plan. And we want to change the world. But the wisdom is that it's not about it, it's a metaphorical word is used that I'm old and wise. Old and wise is a metaphorical language over here when you get that wisdom. Even at the early age, you get the wisdom that, okay, to go on this path, I must have a proper tracking system. I must have some destinations to get relaxed there, to re energize, to refuel myself. So at this point, I'm going to share a story of a prince and a sage. The king wanted the son to learn the lessons of life. And he requested one of the very clever and wise sages that you should teach my son, the prince, about the philosophy of life. Because the next stage of life is waiting for the prince, is full of responsibilities, full of making decisions. So what happens? The sage has taken that prince and he went to a jungle. And he said that, okay, you will find, just go on this journey and you will find different doors. Just simply enter into the door and see what is happening in that world. So the prince sets off his journey and he just went into that jungle. And then after 3-4 days of the constant journey, he found a proper fort over there. And he saw the door, a big door. And on that big door, there was written, change the world. So he opened the door and he went inside. People were doing there was society, there was life. The more normal routine life was going over there. and he started to change the world, to change the people. He started to call everyone to tell them that you are not doing right away. We have to change the world. So the next step, he was moving on and he saw there was another door, and another message was written on that door, and it was change others. So he opened the door and he started to change others. He put all of his energy, he put all of his enthusiasm, his willingness, his power, and he was so committed that I will change the people and their opinions. I'll change others. But it was so difficult. And he was almost going to give up this journey. And then he saw there was another door waiting for him. And that door was change yourself. Change yourself. He opened the door and he started to work on himself. And he found it very easy, but sometimes definitely a complex one. But it was much easy as compared to change the world and change others. It was war, a journey within you. So now he tried to find another door, but there was no other door. So it was a time to go back to the palace, to go back to his normal routine life. When he started his journey to go back, at the moment, at the doorstep, where he was at the third door, that was his last door to enter. On the way back, he saw that on that door there was written, "Change yourself." Sorry, accept yourself. Accept yourself. First, accept yourself, accept your shortcomings, accept your goodness, accept your existence, and then try to work on yourself. He went to the second post stage, and then when he crossed the second door, it was written, accept others. When he entered, he was having this point of view of changing others. Now he was going back to his castle, and then he got this message that accept others. First, you have to accept the persons, accept the situation, accept the people. After the acceptance, then there is a process of healing, a process of healing, and a process of change starts. And then, when he reached the very first door, that was his last door, there was a word written. That was his aha moment. It was accept the word. And then he crossed those doors. He came back and he learned a very valuable lesson of his life. Carl Jung says, vision becomes clear when you look into your heart. You listen, you look inside, you listen to your emotions, you listen to your feelings, you give them a way to open up. And the one who looks outside instead of looking inside for his personal emotions and feelings or what he feels, he deceives. And the one who looks inside awakens. The change is going to start. Awakens is another form of change. You're going to get many new different things that are going to put you towards a journey of success, to another journey that is a journey of discovery. That is just journey to know about yourself. That is a journey to have so many new tools and equipments that are not only going to give you benefit, but it is going to benefit the whole world, the people, the society who are connected to you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let's move on. So, as we got to know that while the prince was entering into different doors, while on the way of entering, he was getting three different messages. But when he came back, he started to get back towards the main point, or towards back to his destination point. Then he started to get three different other messages. So let's find out that how many different levels of change consciousness are there in our life. There are so many things. The change is happening where we are not conscious about that, and we are just in a situation of awake that we are not ready to accept that why it is happening, why it has happened with me. I was not ready for this change. So all of these questions, they come across to you. So let's go and have a look about different levels of change of consciousness in our life, where you are conscious, where you know what is happening in your life. So we can encapsulate all of these changes in our life, and we can proceed on our way towards enlightenment, towards awakening, towards encouragement, towards a better, positive life. Success, supreme success. So, the very first point into these different levels of change consciousness is the perception. Before perception, I'm going to connect this word from the prejudice. For example, if we have to meet a person and some other friends or our colleagues or our family friends, they are going to talk about that person. Okay, that person is not good. That person is does this or does that. So you are going to make a proper point, a proper mapping, a thinking map in your mind about that person's personality. And that is what we are doing. We are doing it prejudicial, prejudice. We are becoming prejudiced there. Before even exploring that thing, before even knowing about the first hand information, we are putting ourselves into those assumptions. We are trying to build the foundation of that personality's image on the given on those foundational resources which are not true, which we have not experienced yet. So what happens? We become prejudiced about that person. And then after meeting that person, we start to evaluate that person. Oh, that person hasn't done this thing this way. So our all evaluation is going to be measured up about that prejudicial sentiment, the prejudicial paper or assessment that we have made with us. And we assume that person, we judge that person on that prejudicial, prejudice basis, right? So the interlinked point is perception in the conscious change of our life. We don't see the word as the word is, but as we are. That is the most powerful statement which has changed my life. We don't see the word as the word is, but as we are. If you change the way you look at things, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at, they change. This is perception. Try to get the first hand impression and the information in a pure form, in a fair form, and then create your perception. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at, they change. These are the two different perspective levels. Here, I always quote one important point that every day in our life, in every aspect of our life, we always come across two different situations. When there is a problem, there is a solution. The choice is in your hands, remember. Whether you want to become the part of problem or you want to become the part of solution. Here, the things you are looking at, things are going to get changed. If you have made a choice to become a part of solution, then definitely you will start looking at the things from that perspective. You will start finding the new ways and new discoveries to solve that issue. But if you have decided to become the part of solution, so you will put all of your energy to highlight the negative points of that issue, of that problem. Your mind will start working on that situation. It will start gathering all the information, all the knowledge and experience from your personality, from your three levels of mind, and it will start building your belief and your perception that okay, whatever you have given me the point, your brain has the duty to to settle down it in front of you. So if you decide that you want to become the part of solution, your mind is going to work in a different way, in a constructive way. And if you have decided you will become the part of problem, then the situation will definitely be the different one. So after that, what is the second point of this conscious change is the point of view. The first is the perception, the second it leads us to the point of view. To know the whole truth, we must also learn to change our point of view. That's the first condition to enter into this realm of point of view. That the first condition of the stage is that you must be ready to accept the change, the whole truth. not only the side of the truth that you know about or you believe in that. So, what happens? Choose to be the part of solution, not of a problem. Here we are going to clear the second point of view, the second phase, the conscious stage of the change of life. The third, the complex one, the most climatic point of our life is the attitude. Change the things that you want to change, and if you cannot, then change your attitude. I meet so many people in my life, and I have met so many persons in my life, the one who always just put themselves into this triangle, into this gumption trap, that they want the things to be changed, but the things they are not into the process of getting change as per the natural law. So, what is happening? They keep cursing themselves, they keep cursing the other people. They start to get depressed, they start to build the negative energy into their personalities. That is pushing them towards the very weak points of their life. So that's the most important. And if we are going to learn this, we are going to encarve this statement into our personalities and we are going to make it a part of our belief system. Believe me, our lives are going to become so easy and comfortable. Change the things that you want to change. And if you cannot, then change your attitude. So, what is the other stage? We have learned about choice, we have learned about responsibility, about authority, about discipline, about the force of entropy, about different cycles of entropy. And then now we learned about the major stages of conscious change in our life as well. Let's come to the important part, the conclusion that we must know that how much effort I have to put and on what area I have to put that effort. And that is focus and flow will be there if your attitude is in your control. There's a good equation in front of you. In your phases of life, there is 20% your knowledge, 30% is a part of your skills that you do have, and 50% is the attitude. 50% is the attitude. So, my dear everyone, remember your attitude is going to play the half role of your life. That most of the time we do ignore these points. And then we always try to put ourselves into knowledge and skill. And in the end, we don't get anything because we're not putting our hard work that the other 50% part of that process or challenge is requiring. And that is to work on your attitude. Your beliefs determine your attitude. Remember, your beliefs determine your attitude. Your attitude determines how you feel, your emotions. And remember, I've told you that emotion stands for energy in motion. If your attitude is positive, you will feel positive energy, positive emotions. And if your emotions, your attitude is not accepting the situation and it is not coordinating with the current situation, what is going to happen? Your central system that needs your emotional energy, it start filling that part with the negative vibes. So what happens? Negative energy is going to be in motion. So next, your emotions determine what actions you take. If a person is happy, definitely is not going to burst out in front of somebody. He'll think about and he'll do some positive things. But if a person is already hot tempered because he's not ready, he's not in a situation to evaluate his situation, the areas of improvement, the areas of concern, then what is happening? He'll start reacting on everyone. So the emotions determine what actions you take, and your actions determine what results you get in your life. These four sentences we can implement in all our daily life. From the time you get up from bed to the time you go to bed. Wherever you get stuck, keep these four statements in front of you. If you are going to make a bad decision with the bad attitude, it is going to put you into negative energy. Your negative emotions are going to put you into negative emotions and actions. and your negative actions are going to bring the negative result in your hands, the results that you do not want. And then another stage of chaotic situation that we have learned even before, it will start and it will capture us, it will encapsulate our energy, because the whole process is happening in our brain, at the conscious and unconscious level of our brain. So if we are going to learn, we have digested all these parts, then we were stopped at the point of actions and the results. So the actions that we repeat in our life, they become our habits. I hope you all will agree with me on this point. And I want to know that how much you believe that your actions, repeated actions, they become your habit, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. And your habit solidifies, becomes your character. There are so many people that we talk about them that, okay, that person is having this sort of habit. But if we are going to bring that into the information and knowledge of that person, so what is happening? So many times the other person is unaware about that habit. He doesn't accept that because he's doing it all unconsciously. And that is happening with all of us as well. So the habit solidifies, becomes your character, and the character cleave to becomes your destiny. Look, all of these points, they are so interlinked with each other. And I would request all of you to have a look at that, ponder over this point of your word, your phase of life, if you're stuck somewhere. So just simply realize that at what point you are stuck. Might be you are stuck at the third level because you are getting the negative emotions, or you are making a bad decisions in your life. And that's why you are not going to get good results in your life. Stop there and change your attitude. Even you are at the last level, you can go back. You always have this freedom. Nature is always very flexible and it always aims to teach you, to grow you, to help you to grow and to learn and to make you wise. I have read the book Road Less Traveled, that has become one of my favorite books. And what I learned from that book, that God gives you the problems to make you wise. At every stage of life, He increases the level of questions, the level of problems. Likewise, we give these questions to our students in grade 1, 2, 3, and so onwards in their lives. Every step of their life, they are getting a difficult situation which they have to solve. After solving that situation, they are going to promote to the next standard of their life, and they are going to get the higher questions there. So believe, whenever you are getting the hard part of life, it means, remember the very first quote that I shared with you. It means that your inner calling is very much higher, and that is explore and discover. So next, there are again we are talking about the different stages of changes. That is the pre-contemplation, the contemplation, determination, action, maintenance, and resources, recurrence. So we have talked about all the points from perception, from point of view, and then we talked about the attitude. So the whole cycle is in front of you. So each one of you is going to look at the stages of their current life, wherever they are stuck, and try to analyze the situation and then find that at what stage of life you are. It is a circle over here. If you are stuck at the fifth level, you can start back again from from the very first level again. So the moment you are going to make this decision that you are going to change the way you have been doing the things, believe me, the things that you are doing, they will get changed. So let's go into more explanation and discovery of all these points, that how they do react in our life and at what point they are giving us the support. So that is a proper time plan, a proper point of stages, the conscious stages are in front of us. That is starting from recontemplation. That is the awareness. The moment you feel that, oh, I have been doing all of this thing wrong way. I have to change the way I used to think. I have to change the way I used to look at the things. I have to change my point of view and my perception. And I have to start working on myself again. That is your recontemplation. And that is to build awareness for my need to change. That is the awareness, that is the ignition point in yourself. Second is the contemplation. Increase my pros for change and decrease my cons. Now you are making a plan to move forward. That what you change, what you want, what is particularly the thing that you want to change, why you want this change to happen, and what will you do for that. And then you will keep a track record of your change. Third is the preparation. As I say, now everything is being done. You are committed and you do have the plan. Time of action. My dear, it's a time of action. Be ready for that action. So, what we are going to do, the action, requires your implementation. Implementation wholeheartedly, implementation with your willingness, the positive progress of your brain, your heart, and your soul as well. So, next is the maintenance. Once you are going to do this thing, it has to be integrated. That integrated change must become the part of your lifestyle. And then in the end, we get the result. And the result is always very fruitful. And we always enjoy that. People appreciate you on your success. But nobody knows at what circumstances, what obstacles that you have faced in your life and the way you have conquered them and the way you have overcome them. Right? So, okay, let's move towards the next thing. So, what after listening all that, after learning all these points and the philosophies of life, where are we going to stand? How we are going to give ourselves the positive nourishment of our life? And that is, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. My dear learners, always strive to become the lifelong learners of your life. Set your goals, set a SMART goal. The SMART goals are the specific, the measurable, achievable, relevant, attainable, relevant, and timely. If you're going to say that I'm going to change the world, I'm going to change my country, that goal is not the one which you can achieve within the specific phase of your life. And then what happens? We make the big goals and we don't achieve them. So, what happens? It is going to give us the negative energy, the lack of confidence, lack of sense of achievement. So, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength. This is you. We are talking about you, each one of you. Believe in yourself. You have that strength, that patience, that passion to reach for the stars to change the world. You can become the new leader of change. You can influence your society, your home, your friends, your family, your country. You can be a setter of example for them. You can be a leader of change for them. If you have made some very conscious choices and you had a very good sound track record of getting to know whether you are going right for the change, for the conscious change or not, in the end, when you are going to receive your results, people are going to praise you a lot about that. And you can become a leader person, a person who is going to lead for change. Remember, there are two different types of persons. That's a very important point. I do call it always a climax point of change. The first one is that one person is the one who knows about the way and he is ready, he is equipped about this to go on this way, and then he follows the way and he leads the way. He becomes the leader of his change, the leader of his inner change. The second person is the one on him the change is acting as a force. He doesn't know, he's in a situation of unpredictability. He's in a situation of not ready to accept the situation, what is happening with him. That person becomes a victim of change. Now the change becomes more powerful and change starts to work or act like a force on that person, and they feel themselves as the helpless one. So dreams are the seeds of change. Nothing ever grows without a seed, and nothing ever changes without a dream. So we have to keep ourselves into this commitment to have some very good dreams. And these dreams are the energy bars of our soul. They give us the relaxation, they give us the proper time, and they help us to learn, grow together. Okay, as I talked earlier, that we are going to learn some very basic, simple formula of tracking change. Whether we are on the right form, are we doing the right thing? Is this the exact thing that we want? Is this the particular phase of change that we were looking forward? And is this the exact result that we are having now, we are receiving? Most importantly, don't forget about that. Then after that, we have to make that part of change as a lifestyle, a long-term, ongoing lifestyle of ourselves, a long-term equipped tool of ourselves. So let's have a look at the four C's of change. The first one is the commitment to change. You have the patience, remember. You have the strength. Nobody else. Nobody else can do this thing, my dear. You are the one who has that strength, who has that passion, that patience, every energy that is required to bring that change from within yourself. The first stage is committing to change. Second, capacitating to change. Must accept that. Must accept that. Accept yourself that I am the one. If I want to get the different results, I have to change the way I am thinking about that, or I'm planning about that, and then I'm acting about that. And definitely you will get the different results for that. The third one is the contributing and collaborating to change. That is not only with yourself, it's about your life as much as to the tone points that is connected. It is going to influence all of them. So you must be in the collaboration form of change, not the rigidness. If you're going to accept something, the nature is giving you the advice over there, always accept that with dignity and with grace. And the fourth most important point is about celebrating and continuing to change. Celebrate your success, your little success. It always gives you a sense of achievement. Always appreciate yourself. Spend some me time with you. Spend some quality time, not the quantity time. The quantity time is always there. It's a part of your natural cycle, natural time clock. But spend some quality time there. Self talk is very important. Remember, if your self talk is positive, if you are having a very positive self talk, yes, I did this, I planned this, and I achieved this, it is going to give you new enthusiasm, new energy bars. If you, in your self talk time, you are going to regret about the things, you're going to resist about the things, remember what you resist in your life, that persists in your life. It connects to do not think about the pink elephant. We can do it right now. You can close your eyes and do not think about the pink elephant. Take a pause, a second. Close your eyes and then do not think about the pink elephant. What will happen? Our brain starts working to find a pink elephant there. If I say, don't smoke, don't smoke, what happens? The image of the cigarette and the smoke comes to your mind. So always tells your brain that what to do, what to find out, and it will bring some good results in your life. So what is happening? Our initiative mind is a sacred gift, and our rational mind is our faithful servant. The initiative mind is the one that deals with your emotions, and it gives you the intuition from yourself, your feelings, and feelings never lie. So the rational mind is the one that is the faithful servant. It always acts as your initiative mind tells it to do. So we have created a society where we are learning, we have honored the servant, and we have forgotten about the gift. The nature cycle was to honor the gift, the initiative mind, and the faithful servant was the rational mind. We have created a society where we have made the rational mind our major role. We have given that major role. We have made that to the top post position, and then we have made our initiative mind as our servant. So that's why we are getting the results in a very different way. You agree with all of that? Okay. So, next, your life is a sacred journey. Life is a blessing, isn't it? It is. The people who curse their life become a burden for them. And the people who try to become the part of solution and that they try to find, they put all of their energies, all of their resources to find the solution of their problems, in the end they get succeeded. So we do agree that our life is a sacred journey. It is about change, growth, discovery, movement, transformation, continuously expanding our vision of what is possible, stretching our soul, learning to see clearly and deeply, listening to our intuition, taking courageous challenges at every step along the way. If we are doing all of this in our life, it means that we are on the path of change. So, what happens? Now we got to know about all of this thing. So, there must be something that it is going to give us the proper pursuit of our life, whether this change is going to give us benefit or not. Always keep the pursuit of perfection, but the pursuit of perfection should never try to become the ultimate process over there. The pursuit of perfection is an elusive and ultimately unobtainable goal, believe me. If you are going to try to become the Mr. Perfectionist in your thoughts, in your actions, in your deeds, in your intuitions, it is always trying to become a complex thing, which by the end of the time, you do not have that time spent, that resources to accomplish that. So, what happens at the end? You get with this feeling of lack of self achievement, and it is very negative. So it is the mechanism that drives you to become a seeker who always seeks for challenges. And he is ready, he is willing to set some standard of his life. It must become the motivating factor and common thread throughout your life. It doesn't matter whatever the hard situation of life is there for you. It doesn't matter that how much hard, how much simple, how much complex situation of life you are entrapped in that. The situation is going to get changed, my dear. Believe me, if you're going to believe in yourself, if you're going to change your attitude, if you're going to look at the things that you are having that prejudice or that perception, if you're going to change that perception, definitely the results, your actions are going to lead towards you the successful results. No matter who you are, no matter what you did in your life, no matter where you have come from, you can always change. You can always become the part of positive inculcating change. You can always the one who is going to lead change in his life, not in the personal life, but for the other persons. For he can, you're ready to influence the world. You can be next any great personality of the world. That all is a war inside you. That is again pushing you getting back. No, it's so dangerous. Don't take the step, but you must have that power. And today, I'm very hopeful that we all are on the same stage to take some initiative for ourselves, because we are trying to become the better version of ourselves. So many people I met in my life, and every day I meet with them, and the question is always there from that I receive from their side is, this is not me. This is not what I meant. So, my dear, the time is, if you want to change your perception, your version. So, where you have to work, you should start working from the very first stage of change. You should change your attitude. You should change your perception. You should change your point of view. You should look at the things that are stepping you towards taking wrong actions. Your wrong actions are, by the end of the time, are giving you the wrong results, which you are not ready to accept that. So, if you are ready to change and to accept and to show the world a new version of yourself, Believe me, you have that source in your inner self. So, right now, I'm having this very strong feeling of a person who is ready to change, who is ready to lead change. This change philosophy is not only for a student, not only for a child, it is for every human being because it is for our inner growth. Specifically, this change is for all the educators, for all the person, for all the young generation and the experienced one who are in any field of education, who are somehow in any way they are the teacher to someone, they are the parents, they are the influencers in the society. They must take this responsibility and they must take this initiative to change, to accept change. Because a word of a teacher is going to influence the 30 different 30 fertile minds of the students. A word of a YouTuber, a word of a social celebrity is going to influence thousands and thousands of people. So we are responsible. You are responsible. We all are responsible for this mindset. Believe me, there are two different mindsets. One is the fixed mindset, the other one is the growth mindset. If you are on the fixed mindset, you will always talk about the very simple, very concerned things. You will never try to come out of your comfort zone. Believe me, great things never happen in your comfort zone. Change will never happen in your comfort zone. Change and comfort zone, they never exist together. They never coexist. If you believe, if you claim that you are leading change and there is no apparent or internal change in your life and you do not have faced these challenges or these inner callings, then my dear, it's a moment to think, to sit back and relax and think whether we this is what we want, or is this exactly the purpose or the higher purpose or the higher inner calling that we received from our inner self or from our natural sources, right? So with all this passage, it is going to make you a winner who has set some standards, who has influenced the personalities, who has brought a very tremendous change in his himself. So we are the winners. And it's a moment, it's a aha moment. Yes, I got that. If you're going to give a very simple task, a simple problem to a child, the child is going to do that and look at the amazement that excitement, that satisfaction on that child's face. That is the sense of achievement. And it gives you more energy and it ignites you more to become a winner in your life, to become a leader in your life. Winners are those who help the down. They share a smile, not a frown. Winners honor every color and creed. They reach out to fill everyone's need. So, are you ready for this leadership role? Are you ready to make a change in your life? Are you ready to share this authority and take the responsibility and take the discipline of your life in your hands, in your control? Are you the one who are going to change this life, who are going to influence the people around you? Are you the one who are going to set themselves as the example of positive change? Are you ready to create a new version of yourself? I hope a little effort of mine could have helped you to pull back to the veil and expand some conscious changes in your life. Thank you so much for continuing your journey towards learning with me. And I am really thankful to the IGP team for providing me this opportunity, this platform to share my journey of change with all of you. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'm ready to receive your questions. I'm ready to receive some questions because this is what I believe it. The questions are coming from your inner self.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which is was our only intention: learn and grow together. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is one more valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part 2, which is our question answer part. Okay, ma'am?
Sure, sure.
Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Once again, welcome everyone. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Once again, welcome back, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, our first question from Shafia Lia. How do you minimize disparity between attitude, point of view with our actions?
First of all, thank you so much, Ms. Ophelia, for pointing out this important question because that is the major point. This is all out of triangle that is depicting the actual cause of change towards the actual result of change. As you have been with us, I think so from the start of the program, we talked about each and single point. Your attitude is not the first point. We have to take it from back towards the attitude. Your question is there between attitude point of view and with your actions. Basically, your attitude is the one that is going to set the standard of your point of view. Here, what you have, what you believe, your attitudes are your beliefs. If you have a strong belief about something and that you do not show any flexibility about to know the whole truth, which we talked about, you are going to stick to that point what you have with you with your attitude, but the world is going on a very different phase. Might be the other persons in your society, they do not agree with you on the same point. They have a different attitude system. So what happens? Everybody is going to keep a different point of set, a different point of view. Each person is going to have a different conscious stage of actions. So it is always tried. If you want a proper coordination with all of this, from your attitude towards your actions, you should always work on your attitudes. Believe me, remember, your attitude, your beliefs determine your attitude. And your attitude determines the way you feel. And your emotions determine the way you are going to take those actions. So it's a proper triangle. And I am very much ready to share the links if anybody is there who really wants to share their personal self or personal, some point of their life where they are stuck. They can inbox and we can have a proper session with them as well. I hope it has cleared.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Dear participants, we are still waiting for your question. If you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Our speaker will answer those questions.
For example, if I'm going, let's talk about till the time we are receiving another question. What you believe, that is going to set your attitude. Okay. For example, you have a different belief about a person or about a place. So you are going to set a proper setting in your mind, a proper attitude. Now you're going over there. When you are entering into that situation, your proper body aura, your energy is going to be there, and it is going to let other person feel about the way of energy, about the type of energy that you are bringing. For example, if you just go to some room or some official office, you just enter, and without even saying something or without even listening something, you feel a very unacceptable situation, unacceptable energy. It happens with us. That's a pushing source of our, or those attitudes over there, because that is what it is simply taking capsulating all of that area, and it is distributing that energy level over there. But some places are there where we do not even share some connections, but we feel so comfortable spending time with them. Even we do not know those person, because the persons who are sitting over there, they do not have some set belief systems over there, right? So that is going to depict into your actions. If your belief is not is a different one, your attitude will not be the positive one. You will definitely are going to show some of the action that is going to trigger somebody there. I hope you have understood that.
Yes. We have one more question. The next question is from Asia. What factors affect change negatively?
Right. As we have talked about the first definition of change, change is a neutral thing. It's a part of universal cycle. Our actions, the way we look at the things are there in their neutral form in the world. People are there, things are happening there in a neutral form. The way we are looking at the things, again, from where it is coming from our belief system. The way we look at the things, we change that perspective, and then it becomes a negative part of life. And the factors that are affecting change negatively is the belief system, the rigid belief system, that you are not ready to negotiate on that. You are not ready to know about the whole truth of that phase. You're not ready to accept your challenge to change that. Then all of these factors are the part one that are trying to become your change, the journey of change, into a negative one. Change itself is not a negative one. The way we look at the things, the way we perceive the things, the way we make choices, the way we take actions, the way we feel about that, exactly it is going to affect the whole process of change. And then somehow we do say that, okay, this change is not good. I'm not ready for this change, because the choice was not made consciously. Change is inevitable. Remember, there is only one thing in the universe, and that is the law of change. That does not change. So change is not negative. The way we are acting on that force, that is negative. The way we are perceiving that part, that is negative. That is going to make this change feel negative about life. I hope I have answered the question.
Ma'am, thank you. I think we covered all of our question. Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, IGP. Thank you so much for providing this amazing platform. We are learning, we are growing together, we are sharing this amazing knowledge with each other. And every day, every time, every hour is a new learning time, new learning skill at IGP. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for being a good host. And thank you so much for for providing such a valuable connection with the world. Thank you so much. Hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Take care. Honorable ma'am, before you move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. So please, everyone, stay with us and enjoy our session. Dear participants, it's time for our certification process. Today our program name is Equip Yourself to Lead a Change. Our program name is Equip Yourself to Lead a Change, and the code is IGP0746, and the code is IGP0470746. 0746. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. How to claim your certificate? First, you have to go www.eduigp.com, then click sign in. Then you have to log in if you already have a new account, or create a new account if you are new. Once you logged in, click free webinars. Select the webinar title, and today our webinar title name is Equip Yourself to Lead Change. And click the continue courses and get enrolled if you have not enrolled yet, and type the code, your certificate code box, and today our code is IGP0746. It is auto downloadable in PDF file already. Just check it in your file manager or download folder. And don't forget to leave a review in our Facebook page and website in Google. Now, dear participants, time for our question answer session, quiz session. After short video, we will start our quiz session. Dear participants, time for our quiz session. After some study, we start our quiz competition. To join our quiz session, please follow my instruction carefully. First, you have to go www.slido.com, then find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining. Our quiz code is EVEN, EVEN, EVEN. Please join the slide with code, and code is EVEN. And please join with your full name, which will directly print on certificates, and top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. After 1 2 minutes later we'll start. So please everyone join, and don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. Already 39 people joined with us. We're still waiting for your joining, so please everyone join. After 1 minute later, we will start our quiz session. So please everyone join. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code, and the code is even. And the code is even. Don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. Now we are going to start our quiz session. Our first question is who approves or disapproves an authorization change request? Option 1 MES COM. Second option is medical group commander. And the correct answer is option 1 and 38% people are right. We can see that in the leaderboard in top one is Jamilian. Then in second position we have Michelle Tarashina. In third position we have Miracle. Move to the next question, and the question is how often are medical or non-medical equip inspection usually conducted? Is it option one weekly? Second option is daily. How often are medical and non-medical equipment inspection usually conducted? And the correct answer is option 2 daily, and 38% people are right. And our the top one is Evelyn. In second position we have Safia. And the third question is what kind of change to casualty survival rates occurs when AE is available? Option 1 slightly increase. Second option is significantly increase. And the correct answer is option 2, and 53% people are right. And the top one is Sapia. Now we go for our fourth now question. By training new personnel on paper equip, what is the supervisor likely to prevent? Is it option 1 equipment damage or injury to PT? The second option is injury to PT buying new technology. And the correct answer is option 1, and 59% people are right. Still, our top one is Sapia. Then in second position we have Jordan. In third position, we have Charlie. Now we go for our fifth now question. Who is responsible to lead their teams or establish clear standards for the work center? Option 1 supervisor, or second option is first sergeant. And the correct answer is option 1 supervisor, and 79% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is who should you contact to obtain the most current procedures or local policy for medical or non-medical equipment problem concern? Is it option 1 original equipment manufacturer, and second option biomedical equipment repair technician? And the correct answer is second option, and 53% people are right. Move to the next question, and the question is if you come into contact with someone else's blood, you should immediately wash yourself too. Option 1 prevent exposure to HIV or hepatitis, and second option is keep from throwing up. And the correct answer is option 1 prevent exposure to HIV or hepatitis, and 89% people are right. And leaderboard, the top one is Cheryl. In second position, we have Tagdis. In third position, we have Beneranda. Move to the next question, and our eighth now question is applying AK, which only can install or remove to protect yourself from energy hazard. Option 1 LOTT, second option LOTO. And the correct answer is option 1, lot 2, and 29% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is a writing order by the owner of a project to make a change in time, amount, or specification. Is it punch list or change order? A written order by the owner of a project to make a change in time, amount, or specification. Is it option 1 or option 2? And the correct answer is change order, and 67% people are right. Now I go for our last and final question. And the question is after achieving training or knowledge, what is the first question you ask yourself to determine proficiency level? Option 1, can I do simple parts of the task? Second option is can I do most parts of the task? The correct answer is option 1, can I do simple parts of the task, and 63% people are right. Congratulations, Cherry. He is our top one. In second position, we have Emily. In third position, we have Michelle Tarashina. In fourth position, we have Ali Abed. In fifth position, we have Tagdis Khan. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition on our Facebook official page and group. At the end of the moment of our session, we can say properly video secret never stop learning cause like never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again. Want your participation in every program. Before I say hit or happy life tied to goal, not to people or things. IGP Knowledge Seeker, thank you once again for your active participation as well as see you in the next session. Thank you.